Hi guys, so we are going to try and finish up the application and get through today test scores, activities and awards, scholarship and programs, and then I'll show you a little bit about what the personal insight question tab looks like. So what we're going to do first is you're going to click on test scores. So again, you're going to see that mine has check marks, but that's just because I've gone through the application before. So you're going to see that yours are blank. So you're going to click on ACT and SAT. And so remember that the UCs are going to take your scores if you want to report them. If you do not want to report them, you do not have to, and it's not going to affect you in any way. They won't use it. If you do submit your scores, they will be used for admission purposes. So if you have questions about whether or not you want to do that, please let me know. So if you're not going to report them, you're going to click no, and then you're going to continue and then move on to the next area. If you do want to report them, you're going to click yes. You're going to add test information. You're going to select the day that you took the month that you took the test. You're going to select the year that you took the test. And then you're going to scroll down. If it was the ACT, you're going to put in the ID number. And then you're going to put in your scores. And then you're going to go ahead and click save and continue for the SAT. Okay. Again, if you have questions about that, then please let me know. If you're not sure if you took it, if you're not sure if you should do that, let me know. We can make an appointment and we can talk about whether to include those sections. If you have an SAT subject test that you took, so if you took a Spanish subject test for the SAT, again, you would click yes. You would click the add subject test. You would click the month, the year, which exam you took in which area, if it was a subject test. And then you would put the score, and those scores you're going to find on your College Board website. So if you need assistance with that, let me know. Again, if you're not going to report anything, what you're going to say is you're going to say no. You're going to click save and continue. So I know a number of you took AP exams, or you are in an AP course right now. So if you took an AP exam and you did your test already, what you're going to do is you're going to click yes, I completed. You're going to click the month. So if you took an AP test in last year, so in 11th grade, you are going to select May, and you're going to select 2020. So that was for your 11th grade year. You're going to select which exam you took. So if you took AP US History, you'd click AP US History. If you received your score yet, you would say yes, and then you would put in your score, whether it's a 3, 4, or 5. If you got a 1, that's fine. You can go ahead and click the 1. And then you're going to just save and continue. And if you took another test, you would go ahead and add AP exam, and you would add another exam to that. And those scores, again, you will find that on College Board. And so if you need assistance with that, please let me know. So once you have submitted the ones that you have taken, remember that you can add the ones that you are in right now. So you would click planned. You would click, a number of you are in AP English Literature, and so you would do literature. You would do the month is always May, and the exams for this year is 2021. So if you are not in Lit, but you did Lang last year, it would be May 2020, and you'd have to change it to Lang. Okay, if you need help with that, let us know. So go ahead and click save and continue. So now it's going to ask about just to review. So you want to check, make sure that you have all the ones that you did, save and continue. So now it's asking about IB exams. We are not a school that has IB exams. So you're going to click no. And then you're going to click save and continue. For the majority of you, again, you don't have an exam for the test of English as a foreign language exam. So you're going to click no, and you're going to click save and continue. Again, none of you should have an international exam. If you do, please let me know. You can make an appointment with me. You would click yes, and then you would add the exam that you took in a different place. All of you will most likely say no, and then you're going to save and continue. And now you're just going to review. So for us, it said, I have no test scores information to report for the SAT subject test. This was because I had put a yes. So I'm going to say no, save and continue, save and continue. No international exams. And now I'm just reviewing again. So see how that changed. I have no test score information to report. And then you want to just review. And then you're going to now continue to activities and awards. So for activities and awards, so you should have already been in a presentation with us. If not, we will talk about what you need to put or how you should be writing some of these areas. But what you're going to do is you're going to add an award. So if you're doing an educational preparation program, so that would be a program like AVID, Gear Up, ETS, you would put educational preparation program. What was the program name? And then you're going to select from here. So if you were part of Gear Up, ETS, something like that, we are looking for, let's see if we have Avid. I don't see Avid in this area. Let's see again. What I would do is I would put other, and then you would put Avid. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to briefly describe the program. So you want to talk about what the main focus is of the program, your experience, and what you accomplished and learned while participating in the program. So many of you should be working on a Google Doc. So you should just be able to go ahead and either copy and paste, or you can start typing in here. It is going to stop you at 350 characters. So you need to make sure that you keep that in mind. Okay, then it's going to ask you, when did you participate in the program? So you're going to put the number of years. If you did it all the years, you're going to click all of them. If you did only some, then you'll just click the ones that you did it for. It's going to ask you much time did you spend in the program? So hours per week spent per week, and then weeks spent per year. Okay, so the number of weeks that you have. So let's say it's an award or an honor. So you're going to again list the award or the honor that you received, whether it was at the school level, city, state, regional, national, or international. So if you got an award from the school, you would click school. The type of award, whether it was for academic purposes, whether you're part of the honor society, competition, or if, you got high honors award, many of you did, you would put academic. If it was a non-academic award, then you would put non-academic. So anything for sports, if you had gotten anything for doing community service or volunteering at a program, whatever it might be, you're going to do that. You're going to click on when you received it, and then you're going to click on. So let's say I received, high honors from Sun Valley when we would do our awards night. And if I received it every year, 9th, 10th, and 11th, then I would click 9th, 10th, and 11th. And then you would put down what, why were you chosen? How many people were selected? Is there an application for the nomination or the award? What's the eligibility? And so if you had high honors, typically on your award, it'll say whether you have a GPA from a 3.5 and above, or a 3.0 to 3.5. So you would briefly describe it. What did you do to achieve the award? So they'd want to understand a little bit about what you did to do that. And then you would click save and continue. Okay. So that is for the awards. So now let's do extracurricular activity. So extracurricular activity. So what was the name of the activity that you did? So whether you were part of, soccer, or if you played some type of sport, or if you did volunteering. At the end, you would go ahead and put what that activity was. Again, you're going to tell us what you did. So think about your experience. What did you learn about it? They'd also want to know, especially if you held like a leadership role. So not just that you were a part of it, but if you held a leadership role, you'd want to put that in there. Were you asked to do very specific things or take a lead role in organizing either an event or a project through there? A lot of you were part of leadership, so you could also put leadership in there. And then when did you participate again? So you're going to put in the years that you participated, and then how much time did you spend on this activity? Okay. So again, 350 characters. So the other is going to be any other coursework that you maybe did in addition to what you had already done. Um, what programs or school offered the course. Also think about describing the major themes or topics that the course was covered. So anything that you feel that you did outside of school. Volunteer and community service. So if any of you have done any volunteering, you're going to put in the organization name or what group you volunteered for. So if you helped with the Boys and Girls Club, or if you helped with men, you would do that. You would describe like the organization and talk about what it does, what's the reason for the organization, what is its mission, and then what did you do, and tell us about your experience. Put that in there, the grades that you did it, and then the hours spent per week and the weeks spent per hour. You're going to hit save and continue. And then if any of you worked, again, you'd put your work experience, the place where you worked, what is it that what organization or what did you do? What was your job title? What were your job responsibilities? When did you work? And then do you still work at this job? So you would list all of that. So these are the ones that you would need to work on, and just make sure that you are writing something that is concise but to the point, that answers the question. And if you need help with that, please let us know. Okay, it kind of gives you an idea of what some examples of those are. Okay, so you're going to save and continue. Let me enter 1. It's going to give you the day. It'll just give you present if you're still working there. If you don't work there anymore, it'll tell you until when. Okay. And then you click save and continue. Mine's gonna not let me go because we're still doing it. What you're gonna do is you're going to review. It might not let me know. Again, it's going to tell you, if you're not doing something correctly, you can always just skip the page for now. Okay. So you're going to review the section. You're going to see the things that you did. And then if you need going back, you need to add anything or whatever it may be, you're going to put that in there. So now let's do scholarships and programs. And so for scholarships and programs, you want to be able to make sure that you're applying for as many as you possibly can. We need to do the financial aid application or the DREAM Act for that. But what you're going to do is you're going to click on the categories to view the list of scholarships and check the boxes for the scholarships that you'd like to apply to. So let's say we were looking at academic major interest. If I'm interested in education, if I'm looking at, ethnicity, I would put down, let me see, whatever one you identify with, whether Mexican descent or some type of Latin American country. If you had any extracurricular activities or work experience, you would click that. It also has family circumstances and relationship. So, if you've had a death of a parent, first family member to attend college, single parent from a single parent household, student is a parent with a dependent children if you have a child, student whose first language is not English. So those like that would apply to me. You'd look at health and disabilities, see if any of those apply to you, see if any of these apply to you, school or geographic affiliations. Um, you're not a transfer student, so don't worry about that. And then you would click save and continue. Okay. So they offer a number of programs for students. They want to know if you're interested in EOP. I would say yes. You want to do EOP. EOP is a program that does help you while you are in school. They provide assistance, whether it's peer mentoring, academic programs, sometimes financial assistance. I think some of the biggest thing really is counseling and advising. And so it's for students that are either low income or first generation students. You would put in why you were interested in EOP. A lot of the reason we're interested in EOP is just because we want to make sure that we have the support that we need, especially if we are a first generation student and you're the first person going to college. So you would put in something like that. And again, it would be 240 characters. And we can work on that if you need work on that as well. You're going to click save and continue. You're going to review all the scholarships that you put yourself as interested in. And then you would look at your support programs. You would say yes, you would be able to see the reason. And now you would click on to go to the continue personal insight question. So just, the personal insight questions, you should have all been working on them. Please remember you're only going to answer 4 of the 8 questions. And then each one has to be between 250 to 350 words. Okay. So when it comes time for you to do that, you're not necessarily working on it in here. I know you've been working on a Google Doc, but when you're ready to submit, you're going to click and answer. You're going to copy paste your answer in here, and then you're going to go ahead and save and continue. Okay. You can still edit if needed. We are going to have to do an additional comment section. This is where we're going to explain to them that we don't have a UCOP list. Don't worry about this piece. I will be giving you what to write in here. We will send that out to you guys and email that to you and have that to you handy and ready to go. If there's anything else that you would like to add in addition to what we're going to give you to add, then this is the area where you would put that in there. So it's not necessarily an essay, but if you have to explain any certain situations, whether that's family situations that you've had, if you're no longer living with your parents and that may affect your financial aid, something like that you weren't able to answer with your personal insight questions. So you're not answering the same thing again. It's just anything in addition that you would want them to know. Okay, we can talk about this piece as well. And then after that, you would do review. And then we would review and we would submit. So please remember that we do not want to submit without having somebody having reviewed your application. And if you have any questions, let us know. We have office hours. You can email me, you can text me, but you guys are doing fantastic. And let us know if you have any questions. Have a good day.